Peace, family. This is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC, and we are down here in St. Augustine at the Gullah Geechee Festival, bringing the message, the 6 points to the people, letting them know about reparations, delineation, anti-immigration, gatekeeping, and CPS, and the anti-black hate crime bill. We here to talk to the people, to get the information about the Gullah Geechee, who were the Gullah Geechee, and to get them the 6 points. Let's go. Yo, peace, family. This is your brother Sonny G with my brother Charles out here at the Gullah Geechee Festival. Brother Charles, what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
What was that question?
What was the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
Well, it looks like it's highlights our black heritage. I don't think I'm Gullah Geechee, but I'm happy to be here and see the heritage of our people. You know, we came from Africa to the United States and settled in different parts, and this is one of the parts that we settled. So I'm just happy to learn the heritage of our people. Yeah.
Most definitely, most definitely. And one more question. How important is it for us as Black Americans to gatekeep our culture, to make sure our culture stay intact?
I think it's very important that we learn about our past, because that'll help us advance into the future when we learn about our past and keep that culture going. Teach it to our children and our children's children. So I think it's very important.
Most definitely, man. Hey, Sonny G with FRCC signing out.
All right, it's Brother St. Kofa with the Florida Reparations Compliance Committee. I'm here with some of the attendees at the Gullah Geechee Festival here in St. Augustine, Florida. I believe we got Miss Cynthia, right?
Yes, it's Miss Cynthia, and it's my birthday month, and I welcome all of you to come out and celebrate with us. We drove all the way from Jacksonville. She came from Texas, and she came from Tampa to this awesome event, and we welcome all of you.
Well, happy birthday. I guess it's Sagittarius season, huh? Is it Sagittarius season?
I don't know. I don't follow that.
Okay. And you are?
My name's Elisa, and I came all the way in from Houston, Texas.
From Houston, Texas, okay. And are we getting you as well?
Renee. I'm Renee from Tampa.
Renee from Tampa, okay. And so you came out here to celebrate your birthday, but is there anything else about Gullah Geechee culture that stands out to you or that drew you here? Is it part of your own lineage?
Well, I'm from South Carolina, and my family, sisters, my mother's from the Low Country, so this is a part of our heritage, and so we always try to make it to different events, and this is the first time we've come to this one, and so we're very delighted to be here and to see it happen every year.
And how important do you think events like this are to preserving the culture of the Gullah Geechee people?
Well, as an educator, I feel like our children, even older adults, don't know enough about our history. And I think the more that this is promoted, the more that this is pushed out for even all types of people, races of people, it educates us and helps us to be stronger and to work together.
Okay, great. So there we have it, Miss Cynthia, Miss Elisa, and Sister Renee here enjoying the Gullah Geechee Festival, Florida Reparation Compliance Committee, Brother St. Kofa.
Yo, peace, family. This is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC. I'm out here at the Gullah Geechee Festival with our brother Alvin Jackson. Brother Alvin Jackson, what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
Well, this is actually my second time coming. My aunt lives here. I used to be down here all the time when I was a younger guy. I'm an old guy now. When I was young, I used to be down here all the time, and I actually just come down to help with the festival. When people ask me to come, I help them do the low country crab boil.
Most definitely. And you doing the boiled peanuts, right?
No, crab boil.
Crab boil. Okay. Can you show us a little bit of the crab boil?
Everything is over there.
Oh, everything over there. Okay.
I just do the cooking. I'm just a peon.
Yeah.
I just do the cooking for them. They ask me to help them cook, and I come down to help them cook.
Okay, most definitely. You talking about the crab boil, right? That's Black American culture.
Yes.
How important is it for us to gatekeep our culture? You know, make sure that we pass down the traditions, the recipes, to keep this within our ethnic group.
Actually, when I was a kid, we we really didn't do it like this. It was actually we just did crabs. This year we had crabs, eggs, corn, sausage, neck bones, and shrimp, and it was all for sale for the sea community, and the funds that they raise go into the sea community.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We just hit it up. That's all.
Most definitely, that's dope. That's dope. And how do you feel about reparations for Black Americans? How important is, because we see that they giving money out to everybody, and we see the Gullah Geechee dealing with landlords. They taking their land in South Carolina. A lot of people that had this land in their family for generations, and now the government taking their land back from Black Americans. How important is it for Black Americans to receive and get their reparations, like the Jews got their reparations, the Native Americans, you know, the Japanese, they got their reparations? How important is it for Black Americans to get their reparations?
I mean, I'm a Vietnam veteran, and we go through the same thing. They say that Vietnam veteran was nothing but drug addict. But how do you expect to put a young guy in a place where he has marijuana plants tall as the telegram post right next to him? You know, but we still were there to do our job, and our job was to protect the country, and we get treated like dirt. You know, the Gulf War veterans get treated way better than we do. And it's actually just, you know, things that need to be taken care of. The government cares nothing about that. It's all about the rich. But, you know, we can thank God that we aren't begging for anything, but we still deserve what we should get. I think so.
Most definitely. My grandfather a Vietnam veteran too. So, and he came back, you know, I think like it was like a few years ago. I used to live with him back in Ohio, and you know, he got like stuff on his arms and his hands. So we went to the vet, and they said he had Agent Orange. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we know that a lot of our, you know, Black American soldiers, they went over there to fight that war, and they came back with all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But right now, you see, I got hearing aids on. I got bilateral hearing loss and tinnitus. I put in a claim in 2010. In 2018, they say it was denied. I appealed it. They say that I took too long to put in the claim. But, you know, how do you know? How can somebody say how your hearing loss progressing? You don't know that, you know. And if, you know, like listening at people talk, there's certain syllables I still can't hear, you know. So it's a lot of stuff that I still miss. And when I'm watching TV, my wife is like, "Put your hearing aids back on." Because I'm like, what did they say? Because I don't hear it, you know. And sometimes the government even gave me, my hearing aids came through the government. And still they tell me that I waited too long to put my claim in. And I'm still fighting that now. I mean, I tell you, that was, 13 years ago? And I don't get anything from the government. Now, I do get health care from the government because I'm a veteran. I'm able to go to the veteran clinic and hospitals and stuff like that. But, you know, for what I think that I should be getting compensated for, I'm not, you know. And we hate to say, but we need to say, we know it's because we're Black. Right. We're low rated because we're Black. Right. That's all I got to say about that right now.
That's a fact. Hey, it's your brother Sonny G, FOCC. My brother Alvin Jackson signing out.
All right, it's Brother Sankofa again with FRCC, Florida Reparations Compliance Committee. I have this beautiful couple, right?
Yes.
Beautiful couple right here with me, Mrs.
Robin and Ken Hammonds.
Mrs. Robin Hammonds and
Ken Hammonds.
Mr. Ken.
Yeah.
All right, so we were just having an interesting conversation. First of all, you asked me about the mission of FRCC,
Yes.
and so we started talking about reparations, and then you got into the 40 acres and a mule.
mule.
Right.
Yeah, give me my 40 acres and a mule.
Sorry, say that again.
I said, yes, get me my 40 acres and a mule. And then you started smiling, and I already knew what you were going to tell me, right?
About special field order number 15.
Yeah, and as soon as it was given, it was snatched away. Yeah, and you were explaining it to me. So go ahead, finish. Can you tell me a little bit more about why they snatched it away?
Well, to my understanding, General Sherman wasn't authorized to give it in the first place. You know, so I mean, that's kind of like the basic of it. Anything you care to add on it? First of all, y'all educators. I get an educator vibe from
No,
it.
you don't get an educated vibe. You just get knowledge from what we were told when we were growing up. That's it. And so, you know, some of our ancestors, they were told that, and some of them still believe it because they tell us about it. So when you think about reparation, that was like one of the first things that they say, just give me my 40 acres and my mule. So that's why.
And so, what do you think, or what is your vision of reparations? What do you think about reparations? You know, whether it's something that you think is, you know, would be effective for Black Americans, or is it something, in your own words, basically?
Well, I have two sides. I believe that anything as far as what is owed should be to our family members, our older generation that are still here, who have seen it and went through it first, and then if there's some of their generation, pass it on down as it go. I don't think that us young folks who haven't actually experienced any of that deserve it. I think it should go to my elders first.
I think it should go to the elders first. That's interesting because the city of San Francisco, I believe, yes, San Francisco, they just recently released a report for reparations to the citizens of San Francisco, and that was a part of their report as far as the elders being served first and getting what's due to them first. How about you, Mr. Ken?
I'm gonna hurry. I get it first. I'm an elder, so give me.
Your old head, Mr. Ken?
Old head, yeah.
All right, and I see y'all got my alma mater on, FAMU. Gonna throw y'all rattlers.
Hey, the game is going on today.
Who they playing?
Prairie View, and
Prairie View. Okay.
Spaceship.
All right. So both of your families, are they from Florida or Georgia, or where y'all people come from?
Florida,
From Maryland.
From Maryland. Okay.
Yes.
So what is that? Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass.
Frederick Douglass, yes. My uncle's aunt is related to Frederick Douglass. Yes. So.
Well, speaking of lineage, have either of you done your genealogy? And if so, how far do you trace back? Oh, you got it.
Yeah, that's why I'm up here, because a part of my lineage is from Sierra Leone, which is what they advertise Gullah Geechee from.
Okay.
So that's why I ran up here, because I wanted to see some of my ancestors. So yeah.
Now, did you get that from a DNA test, or okay? So.
And then I started using the ancestry and started going tracing all the way back. As a matter of fact, my husband and I went to Saluda, South Carolina, because that's where my family is from, and we actually found a cemetery where a lot of our family members were buried in it, all the way back to like 1890, I think it was.
Yeah.
And so from there, we were able to grab some names and continue that, looking for that line on through ancestry.
Okay, that's very interesting. And how about you, Mr. Ken? Have you traced your genealogy also?
My brother does that.
Your brother does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing it. Yeah.
Well, you're fortunate, because I was just telling somebody, they were asking me, they were like, have you done your genealogy and the genealogy of your family? I was like, you know, once one person in your family does that genealogy, it paves the way for like almost the whole family.
Yes.
You know, there'll be other pockets that may not have gotten covered, but for the most part, the work is done when one person gets it like that.
It's because it's about 10 people that's reached out to my daughter and I are doing it together. Reached out to us and say, hey, we got tagged that you might be a family member, and from there you start sharing that information. So you're right. Once somebody started, it just grows.
All right, well, I'm not going to hold y'all long. My final question is, we've talked about reparations, we've talked about lineage and genealogy. We're here at the Gullah Geechee Festival, mainly because of a journey that you were led on doing your genealogy, but we're celebrating Gullah Geechee culture here, and I wanted to ask both of you, how important is it to gatekeep our culture as Black Americans? And ladies first, of course.
Well, for me, it's important because if we don't, history is going to be null and void. It's just going to be what somebody told us instead of what we really know. So we need to keep it going, and we need to keep the truth going, not just the sugar-coated version, because my people did not profit off of slavery. Thank you very much.
Very well said. And you, Mr. Ken?
Very important. Very important to know where you come from and where you're going. Make sure your kids know that also. Make sure to show your kids also where you came from. And teach them and show them where to go.
Also very well said. I want to thank y'all so much. I feel like I've known y'all for a long time for some reason, but we are family. So we got Miss Robin and Mr. Ken here. Of course, again, I'm Brother St. Kofa with FRCC. We're here at the Gullah Geechee Festival. Peace.
Yo, peace family, this is your brother Sonny G. I'm out here with the FRCC at the Gullah Geechee Festival with my sister Shanita. Sister Shanita, what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
So the Gullah Geechee Festival, what it means to me is connection and unity, and it's about bridging the gap between the old and the new. The new generation and the younger generation.
Well, most definitely. You Gullah Geechee descent, right?
I would say yes, I am Gullah Geechee. My parents are from the Cosmo area in Jacksonville, Florida. All of my families are from there, and they come here every year to celebrate and connect with our family.
Most definitely. And how important is it for us, well, for Black Americans in Gullah Geechee, how important is it for us to gatekeep our culture? You know what I mean? How important is it to keep our culture intact, keep the traditions, the stories passed down? How important is it for us to gatekeep our culture?
Well, I would say it was important for us to gatekeep it because there are outsiders who want what we have, and a lot of us that are here, we need to keep these stories and we need to keep ourselves connected because if we allow other people in, how are we able to tell the true, authentic stories if we don't keep some things to ourselves? Yes, we do want to connect everybody and bring everybody in, but some things are just for us.
That's a fact. And another thing, too, is that we know that the Gullah Geechee people in South Carolina and pretty much all across the country are dealing with land loss. They taking people's land, heirs property and stuff like that. How can we get more people on board and more people aware about the situation as far as land theft and things like that to get them on board instead of everybody want to come out here and celebrate different people that's not Black Americans? How can we really get them on board and address real issues like, hey, we dealing with land loss, we need reparations and things like that? How important is it for us to get reparations and maintain our land?
Well, the one thing we need to do first and foremost is to keep talking about it. A lot of stuff are not being talked about, and a lot of things have been shamed in a lot of the sense too. But I think that we continue the conversation, but also connect with those who are lawmakers. I know a lot of us don't like to vote and all of that things, but we do need to get in the right places and the right faces with the right people to correct these things so we can get our reparations and we can get what's due to us, what's owed to us.
Hey, that's a fact. Hey, my sister Shanita, FRCC, signing out. Yo, peace family, this is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC, and we down here at the Gullah Geechee Festival, and I'm here with my beautiful sister, Dr. Sadie McConnor. Dr. Sadie McConnor, what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
Oh, it means getting back to my roots, my history, learning all about my culture. I love it. I always attend any kind of Gullah or Geechee festival because we know that most of the boats landed on the oceans, Atlantic Ocean, on Virginia and South Carolina. So I know my family roots come back to South Carolina.
Most definitely. And how important is it for Black Americans to, gatekeep our culture?
Gatekeep is not the word for it. We really need to be proud of who we are, to learn about who we are, because and to let us tell our own stories. I see so many books that are about our culture and it's not written by us.
That's a fact.
I really impress upon us to learn about ourselves. When a historian that I met when I was in grad school told me that he said when all is said and done, more is said than done. And he said you shouldn't expect the people who wouldn't treat you right to teach you right. And it makes sense. We can't, in the state of Florida, we shouldn't expect people who haven't treated us right to teach us about who we are. You can't keep people oppressed by doing that. You can't keep them oppressed.
That's a fact. And I got one more question for you, Dr. Sadie. We know that the Gullah Geechee people are dealing with land loss.
Yeah.
Heirs property.
Yeah.
You know, how important is it for us to, get our land back? And another question to add on to that too, how important is it for Black Americans to get their reparations? We see that they're giving money to the Ukrainians, to the Afghanians, to everybody except for Black Americans who built this country.
And they have given money back to the Japanese. They've given money back to everybody except us. And it's been the oppression. It's just been because of due to I think it's about how they look at us, how they view us, because so many people are against us having reparations, but yet and still they give reparations, like you're saying, to all other cultures that are coming in. They move us out, and it's crazy with the land that we're losing.
That's a fact.
And this land was meant to be inherited, because you can't. God's not gonna build any more land. This is it. So we lose it. We don't have any children's children to inherit this land. It's a sad state in 2023 when we're losing this land like crazy. Yeah, and it's actually being taken from us, and legally being taken from us.
Family, what's going down? This is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC, and we are down here in St. Augustine for the Gullah Geechee Festival. I'm out here with my sister for Jumping for Jacks. Can y'all introduce yourself to the family?
Hi, I'm Naomi.
I'm Coach Keisha.
I'm Coach Ty.
Coach Asia.
Definitely. And what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to y'all?
So this is a fantastic opportunity to get out and express our creative expression through Double Dutch. We are in 2023, still jumping rope, and the whole purpose of our organization is to teach people how to jump. So we teach all ages, and we've been here in Jacksonville for the last 10 years doing so.
Most definitely. What about you, Keisha?
Well, it's great being here, and we're just out here, like Naomi says, teaching everyone how to jump. We teach children as well as adults, any age, any grade. We can come out and we can teach you.
This is my first time out here. This is actually my first day learning how to double dutch with them. So for me, it's just a new learning experience and a great chance to get out here and help people.
That's a fact, Sister Asia.
It gives us a chance to stay fit by way of double dutch, and I love working with people. Well, we love working with people, and it gives us a chance to stay fit.
Most definitely.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare. There's a double dutch bus coming down the street, moving dirty, that's so kind of shuffle low beach. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell the driver that you got went to a double dutch affair. Well, I'll be darned. Here it comes, the double dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the cut, move your bus fare, transpass. That's the way my money lasts. Ain't got no car to get around. When I go to work, I gotta go downtown. Now I miss my train. That's a darn shame. When I'm running late, no streets to blame. If you got a wife, you know I'm right. You got a special man, well I can understand. Uptown, downtown, everybody's getting down. Say uptown, say downtown. Well, I miss my bus. I gotta do something I know I hate. I'm gonna walk to work. 15 bucks already got a hole in the socks. Go ahead and laugh. That's okay, cause what I really wanna say, I got bad feet, my corns hurt. Top it off, I think the work. Let me tell you what I see when I'm dealing with a funky sidewalk. And let me show you how I walk when I gotta do my funky walk. And let me tell you what I see when I'm dealing with a funky sidewalk.
Yo, peace, family. This is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC down here at the Gullah Geechee Festival. I'm out here with my sisters from the Zeta Phi Beta sorority. Hey, what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to y'all?
It just means a good connection with my roots and learning more about South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia is in terms of what we've been through and what we're going through. Okay.
What the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
African culture and learning more about it.
What the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
I'm Dr. Sherry Pugh, and it means understanding the history of who we are as a people, the rich history we are as a people, and applying to our lives today as professionals and as educators.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Davis. What it means to me is learning about my history. Even though I don't have a direct connection to the Gullah Geechee, still it's good to learn about history and beyond what's in the history books.
Hi, I'm Dee-Ray, and it was just nice to be out here today to get a part of the Florida history because I'm not from this state, I'm not from this area, so it was nice to see people coming together and learning about their history and the culture. So thank you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And I got another question for you.
Another question.
How important is it as Black Americans, descendants of chattel slavery? How important is it for us to gatekeep our culture?
It's very important because if we don't know about our past, how do we plan a future? It is extremely important to gatekeep and to know what we have to look forward to and what we've been through and what we can expect. That's it.
I think it's very important for us to gatekeep our culture because if we don't, then we'll forget where we came from. And if forgetting where we came from, we don't know where we're going.
It's important that we understand our past and also understand that so many others take our culture and they monopolize it and make financial gains about the history of African Americans. So it's important that we know our cultures, we teach it to our children, we teach it to our students so that they have an understanding that they come from a truly rich heritage.
Most of us are educators, so it is, first of all, it's valuable. And so if you respect, our culture, our history, then you respect us as people. If you don't do that, then you may not respect us, and you may say that we don't have any value, but we are valuable.
So I'm not in the education space, but at the same time, even in the business perspective, we bring all sorts of skills and talents and gifts into the workplace, into our culture, into our history, into everything that we do. So we didn't come here to get benefited. We benefited everybody else. And so as a result of that, I think it's important that we not only tap into that. For those who think it's just a party, it's great to have a party, a get together, but you got to have some of that history, that culture, that spirit. Keep all of that alive and keep it going. So it's great to be here.
Yo, peace, family. This is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC. We down here at the Gullah Geechee Festival. My brother Gilmore and my sister April. Hey, brother Gilmore, what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to you?
It's a part of me. I'm Geechee, so the festival it really digs into my soul. So it's a part of what my culture is and what I believe.
That's a fact.
And what we have to offer as the Gullah Nation.
Yeah. What about you, sister?
It's another extension of being a part of American society and culture that has not been developed or explored by the masses. So I think it's important that we share the experience of the Gullah Geechee culture for every state of the eastern coast of America.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And brother Gilmore, how important is it for Black Americans, descendants of chattel slavery, Gullah Geechee? We from here. We from this country. How important is it for us to gatekeep our culture? Because we see, a lot of people they like to come in and be a part of our culture, and then they take it, they run with it, and they don't give us the respect that's just due. How important is it for Black Americans to gatekeep their culture?
It's very important because as we know, they try to weather us away, our history away. So it's important for us to educate each and every one of us the importance of unity in our culture, so we can continue growing in the strength and represent our culture better.
That's a fact. What about you?
I think it's okay for others to explore the Gullah Geechee culture, but there is a cross
the line of cultural appropriation and being admiring of the culture. So I think it's important that we that are part of it, biologically and non-biologically, make sure that we take care of it and make sure that we understand, like, hey, you can be a part of it, baby, but you ain't it.
Hey, hold on. Me kicking with you real. I gotta keep it real with y'all. Now we family now. See, we vibing with the conversation. Right. There's a lot of people here that's not a part of the ethnic group. Right? They want to come celebrate, eat. It's fun time. But the Gullah Geechee people dealing with land loss in South Carolina. They're dealing with heirs property. That's right. Over 90% of the land for Black Americans got taken. Right? When we start talking about, how can we get the land back? Well, nobody want to talk about that, but they want to come dance and be a part of it. How important is it for Black Americans to get reparations and get their land back?
That's right. If there's any young people, and your family's still around, really get with them to learn how to keep up our properties, because as they pass on and us not being educated enough, a lot of our properties is getting taken. So make sure you educate yourself on heirs property and how you can keep that property in your family, line down the family line. Also, we have a lot of community come, and building our community. So we see the value of it because, a lot of people want it. But I think it's important for us to, really educate ourselves on the heirs property and find out how we can unify this thing together so we can keep it.
That's right. What about you, sister?
Here's my feelings about it is that it was undeveloped property or land that no one wanted, and now that the culture has developed it, now they want it back. Bullshit. I think that what has to happen is that attorneys, law enforcement, or people that's in higher up entertainers that have any type of background that has to do with Gullah and Geechee culture needs to come in and educate everyone and get the property back. We did the hard work. It was developed by us. They gave it to us because they didn't want us to be a part of them. And now that it's been developed, now they want it back. Nah, I don't think that's a good call.
Hey, that's a fact. Hey, it's your brother Sonny G, FRCC, for my brother Gilmore and my sister April. You heard him. We need our land back and we need reparations. Signing out.
And you see that little girl? She correct me all the time. No, Grandma, I don't understand you too good, Grandma. I said, how you mean you can't understand me? You can understand other things, right? You can understand me. No, Grandma, I don't understand you. Then he think for a while. Yeah, something. Some of them, yeah, they call me from, if I'm from Africa or from, but I'm not from Africa. Tell them I'm a full-blooded American. As long as I can speak, that people can understand some of the things. I understand the way you're speak.
Yo, peace family, this is your brother Sonny G with the FRCC, and we down here at the Gullah Geechee Festival. I'm with some of my sisters from straight out of Boardman. Can y'all introduce yourselves to the family?
I'm Janet Lee White. And I'm Beatrice Brownlow. I'm Rhonda Johnson. And I'm Pamela Douglas.
Okay, all right. And what does the Gullah Geechee Festival mean to y'all?
I mean, we just come out and celebrate our culture with them. Yeah, so that's what it means to me.
Yes, to come and enjoy our heritage and see some of the old dances and the language. So it was really enjoyable. We came last year and we decided to come back again this year.
And it's a great time for family to fellowship with our aunt. We're sister-in-law, and we just love having a good time and hanging out together, and this was the perfect place to be today.
Yeah, this is what we do. Go from festival to festival whenever we can find one. Yes, and it's been nice coming over here to, where we from? Florida. All the way from Gainesville, Florida, even though we out of boat. Straight out of boat. It's all good.
Okay, and let me talk to y'all, so family talk, we family, right? Black American. How important is it for us to gatekeep our culture, to keep the traditions passed down, to make sure that, everything stays within our ethnic group? If people, want to come and participate, that's cool, but we got to be the voices in control of our culture. How important is it for us to gatekeep our culture?
I mean, it's very important because without knowing our culture, our background, I mean, we're gonna lose everything. The kids ain't gonna know what to do. So it's very important to me. So that's why we've been coming out here every year. This is our second year, and I think it's very important because
It really is because our culture is really not taught in the schools, and our young black girls and boys coming up, they really don't understand the culture, and it's not taught to them. So things like these, activities like these, put that in the forefront, and that gives them some kind of guideline or whatever. What it's like, what our true culture is, not what somebody else say. Yeah. So that's.
So yeah, totally agree with what has been said, and this is the perfect opportunity to be here. There's so much heritage here, and others speaking of the Gullah Geechee Nation, and what better place to be than here today? So it's important that we maintain to know our heritage.
Yeah, it's very important to me too, because I probably was not familiar with this Geechee stuff. So once coming over here, we've been learning pretty much good thing, and I can pass it on to my grandkids if they listen.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And another question for y'all. We went to FRCC for the Reparations Compliance Committee. We see that they're giving money out to almost everybody. The Afghans, the Ukrainians, people who just come over here, immigrate over here, they get money. And you know, the Gullah Geechee people are dealing with land loss. They taking land in South Carolina. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. We family, so I could just be honest and I could, get off my chest. There's a lot of people here that's not Black American. They want to come, they want to celebrate, they want to dance. It's fun, they want to eat the food. But when it's time to talk about some real stuff, like, hey, we losing land. Black Americans have lost 90% of their land. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about reparations. The Native Americans got reparations, they got cash. The Jewish community, they get reparations, they got cash. So how important is it for us as Black Americans to get reparations?
how important. What was the question?
How important is it for us to get our reparations?
Well, it's very important. I mean, because it's just important. I really can't explain it, in my words. So, but it's important that we do. Yes.
I agree. It's important, and it's not important in the sense, I don't think, like, give me some dollars. I think it's more like an ownership. Recognize, give where I own something, land. And I think that's more like would be a better restitution, because that's something you can pass down from generation to generation. And I think that's more important than per se a dollar thing. Make it an ownership where I'm actually a human and I'm owning, I own stuff, I own things, because that's how you're gonna grow and build, I think, when you can say that you own your own, and things that you could pass down to your kids, your grandkids, like that. Because dollars, that's gonna dwindle away in no time. That's gone. But something standing that really represent land and ownership like that. I think.
Yeah, so totally agree. Reparation is important, and it's also important that we as a culture get out and support each other, and not just be relying so much on others to get out and speak up for us, but come out. Like, more of us should come out. Like today, we saw us. We were represented. But come on, let's get together as a culture and do more, so that we can get more.
Yeah, it's very important that if we can get it back. Like I said, like they said, they didn't want to give it back to us. So if we can fight for it, then I agree with reparation.
I like talking to y'all. I got one more question. So I'm bonding with y'all. We having a good conversation, and I'm getting, it's heavy. On top of us, being here celebrating, like I said, other people out here. How come you feel like they don't want to talk about reparations? How come they're ignoring that conversation? They're talking about Black Americans by the year 2030 are going to have zero wealth.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We're talking about closing the wealth gap. I trace my lineage back to 1730 on this land. On one side, 1690, chattel slavery coming out of the Maddox Plantation in Virginia, coming out of the Picnic Plantation out of South Carolina. We know the stuff that our family, our ancestors have been through. We built this country from scratch. Nobody else assisted and built this country up except for Black Americans. We did this all by ourselves. We built Washington, D.C. up by ourselves. We built up all these college universities by ourselves. How come people that are so-called our allies don't want to have this real conversation when it come down to the meat and the potatoes of it?
Because I feel like they don't think it's going to happen. They don't think we're going to move up or we're going to get our land or win everything back. They want to have control. That's why they don't want to talk about it. So that's my feeling about that.
I feel that way as well because, to be honest, what you're seeing now, it's like they trying to put you back on the plantation.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
And that's it, helping you get out there. It's like they're trying to lead you right back. But that's not going to happen.
And it may not occur. We may not see that in our lifetime. And even if we don't, I think we as a people need to focus on what's important to us. Wealth is important. What are you doing to get there? So set up your own plan to get wealth. It's up to us because nobody's gonna give you anything, so you got to get out and make it happen and make financial stability a priority. Yeah, do your own investing.
Okay, hey, I'm here with my sisters straight out of the board, man. Sunny J, FRCC signing out.
That was a great brother. All right, you got Brother St. Cofer here with the Florida Reparations Compliance Committee here at the Gullah Geechee Festival in St. Augustine, Florida. I got my brother, what's your name? Terry and Lewis. And we got the little tykes here as well. And y'all seem like y'all have been enjoying yourselves, taking pictures with the Black American Heritage flag. What brought you out to the festival today?
Really, it was my brother-in-law. He put me up on it, and I watched a couple documentaries, and bro was like, "Let's go out there, let's see what it's about, and just see, experience, firsthand."
Okay, and so have you traced your own family's lineage? Do you have like Gullah Geechee in your heritage? If not, where does your family trace to?
Oh, see, I haven't traced mine, but I know on like my father's side is Geechee and my mother, she Miami, but we never traced it, but just really wanted to just experience it, see and learn. That's all. Just bring out the kids, let them see what it's about.
Okay. Now, when I told you that we were from Florida Reparations Compliance Committee, your face lit up, and you were like, "Whoa, what's that? I need my money." He's like, "I need my check." So, well, can you share some of your thoughts on reparations?
Oh man, it's an interesting topic. I definitely believe it should. I believe it should be dealt. We do reparations in my mind.
Okay,
but. I never knew it was a whole committee that was actively working towards that. So it shocked me when I saw you.
So we're a grassroots organization. We start from regular people like myself, Brother Mark, Brother Sonny. We organized and founded the organization in April of this year. And we did that because we saw reparations task forces being created around the country in states like California, Chicago, which isn't a state, it's a city, but you get what I'm saying, Detroit. But they were being formed by governors, mayors, politicians, people who weren't of our lineage and who didn't necessarily have our best interest at heart. So that's why we are a compliance committee to make sure that we define and map out the perimeters of reparations within the state of Florida, but not limited to the state of Florida. And that also means lineage-based, meaning it's due to the Black American descendants of those held in U.S. chattel slavery, and we believe in direct cash payments. Did you have any thoughts to add on that, brother?
No, I think what you guys are doing is great. Obviously, our heritage, when you think about the past, have gone through a lot. So for us to get some type of reparations for everything that has gone on would be a great thing for the country as a whole.
And what do you think about when people say Black people shouldn't get no reparations? All they're gonna do is just spend it all up on BS.
Gucci, chicken wings, whatever they say we spend money on. What are y'all thoughts on that?
I mean, it's all about education. You know, if we're getting a proper education, then we know how to spend it. But these things weren't provided to us. So we're already a step behind when you think about the big picture. But what you guys doing, what you're doing, there has to be other elements to show us how to spend the money properly, to keep it within our community, to grow our community. So, I mean, there's other educational things that we're going to need to learn through that process. Because you give someone that kind of money at the speed of light, you know, it tends to go at the speed of light as well if we don't have the proper education on how to use it. So,
but it sounds like you don't think that that's a justification for denying us our money, though, do you?
No, it doesn't deny us, but we need to figure out a way to hold on to it as well. You know, we have other kids that we're raising in this same system, and they need to benefit from that as well.
How about you, brother?
I definitely believe we deserve it. I mean, he said it. He's well spoken. He said it. He said it all. Yeah, we definitely need to know what to do with it when we get it. So it ain't water. We keep it in the community, and you know, make that money make us money, not just give it back to where we got it.
Okay. Well, my final question for y'all, not gonna hold you long. I know y'all are on your way out anyway. But you obviously are here celebrating the culture. You know, you say as soon as your brother-in-law put you on to Gullah Geechee heritage, you are all on board. How important do you think gatekeeping our culture is?
I think that's a tough question. I think we should share, but I think we need to understand, and we got to spread it to our children before somebody else try to spread it to us, and not necessarily keep it, but don't let everybody in. You can't let everybody in your house, that kind of thing.
Very well said. And you, brother?
Yeah. I mean, I agree. You know, the young ones are the path of greatness for us. Because I'm not gonna say our time is up or done, because we still have to do what we need to do to get them ready for the upbringing. But it's a lot. There's a lot into it. It's not just a simple conversation here. We got to come together as a whole. You know, it's a deeper effect. I think the globalization have kind of pinned us against each other when it comes to got to pay bills and got to do this. So we're almost like crab in a bucket, so to speak. So, but with things that you guys are doing and us informing ourselves and coming out, that's just part of the process. So we passed step one. We just got to get to step two.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that. Before we go, little brothers, anything y'all wanted to say?
Can I hold the mic?
Yeah, you can hold the mic for a second.
Hello? Can I show y'all be safe?
Oh, all right. How about you?
Nothing else.
Nothing. Okay.
Give me some dap, y'all. Give me some dap. Give me some dap. Give me some.
Thank y'all so much. I really appreciate y'all taking the time and giving us those answers. All right, y'all. Brother Sankofa, FRCC. We love you, family.
Shout out to Pookie. Pookie. FRCC putting in damage out here. Damage control.
Shout out to Black American Heritage Club. Shout out to Cousin Pookie.
You heard her.
Oh, my having you some man.
We do it.